2024 has been a year of iconic KO, so today me and Lucas are going to be giving our list for the top 10 KOs of 2024.
This is the video everyone wants to see.
Yeah, day 2 of Dodson Corner Christmas.
Yeah.
12 days of it. Bangers every single day, but you guys already know because we put out bangers every single day.
All right, so we have our top 10 list. We haven't looked at each other's lists, obviously. And then before we get to number 1, we'll do our honorable mentions.
We'll try to remember this time.
Hopefully we remember. But yeah, there's been a lot of really good KOs, even though we had that weird situation with the gloves and people weren't getting it very many KOs. We still had some, like arguably one of the most iconic moments in the sport ever.
Yeah.
No spoiler.
How did you rank these? Were you looking at like the viciousness of the KO, or what were you kind of basing your rankings off of?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think I primarily did it on how the spectacle of the KO, how great the KO was. There's some KOs that were you only see that type of move once a year, right? Or never. There was one move where we seen for the first time. That'll come up. And then secondly, I took into account who it was.
Yeah.
If it was, stars on the headlining card, then it's going to be more impressive than a prelim fight.
Yeah.
Mauricio Rufy getting a KO over a nobody isn't as impressive as someone getting a KO over a top 5 lightweight.
Exactly. And I think also I kind of considered in what our reactions was like how big of a reaction it got out of us in the moment when we were watching it too. I took that into account as well.
And I think we're biased because some cards they just stick in your memory as a good time.
Yeah. And I feel I've noticed as we're making all these 2024 wrap-up videos, there's a little bit of recency bias because you're telling me to remember the prelims from 297, 298, 299.
Yeah.
I can't remember that, guys. You're putting too much pressure on me.
Yeah. When we're doing these wrap-up videos for the end of the year, I've also noticed how much what my favorite cards really were. Just going through them over and over and over again, looking for the best moments. It's dude, how is UFC Paris my favorite moment of this year?
Dude, Paris was so good.
Yeah.
Even Macau, I feel this might be recency bias, but Macau was so good too.
Yeah. Macau was an iconic
for
card.
KOs too.
Yeah. All right, let's get into it. We're waffling too much. People want to see the list. I'll start off with my number 10 pick. I have Pereira KOing Jamal Hill after the Herb Dean interference.
Ooh. It's
pretty low, but it was just a shovel uppercut. There was nothing special about the way that he got KO'd, and it also wasn't even a one-punch KO. He had to hammer fist him a lot. It wasn't a walk-off KO, so I had to take that into account. The reason why it's iconic is because the Herb Dean... Brother, let me finish.
Wait.
I can't believe no one's made that meme yet.
Let's go film a TikTok.
UFC Twitter. Come on, get on it.
My number 10 is a KO that we missed because our streaming platform turned off for about 20 seconds, and that's all you needed in this fight because Peyton Talbot got that highlight knockout in 18 seconds. It turned off. We came back on. The dude was dead on the ground. He was dead on the ground. No shot. You always make the jokes when it's going to happen while it's turned off. No, we didn't expect it. We're all right, it was 15 seconds into the fight.
It's funny because I was like, oh no, I don't want to refresh because what if something happens? And Dylan's like, it's the first 10 seconds. Nothing's going to happen. And then we turn it back on and dude's dead. Yeah.
Yeah, legendary. And I'm sure we'll see more Peyton Talbot highlight KOs in the future.
Definitely. It'll be nice once he gets higher level competition, see how he does. All right, let's move on to number 9. I have Carlos Prates. He had a lot of highlight KOs this year. It was tough to choose just one, but I chose the knee to the liver to Ratka, or however you pronounce his name. It was vicious.
Yeah. To see body shot KOs is
Yeah, a knee to the liver. You never see that. And the dude just folded. Crazy.
Just proves how good Prates is. To even think about pulling that out is just you can tell he's
perfectly placed as well. The liver shot, we would literally die if we felt that.
Not me.
Yes, you.
I'm strong.
You're the first one to die. No pain tolerance, by the way.
All right, my number 9 is one that has been a little bit tarnished over the last month. But I still have to rock with my girl. Wang Kong debut KO over Leonardo. Second fastest women's KO of all time. Just the statement she made. an unranked woman should not get as much attention as she got, and she put her name on the map.
Yeah.
And then she got submitted by some nobody.
Gabriela Fernandez or whatever her name is.
But it doesn't take away from the fact that it was an iconic KO.
Yeah.
Like the day before too, with the weigh-ins, the presser with the Joker makeup, and like she came to make a name for herself.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You got to risk getting being the highlight, or you get the highlight clip.
Exactly.
That time, she did the Joker mask, and even the text coming out afterwards where she told, I forget if it was Hunter or Mick, or I think it was Sean Shelby actually, like just watch me in my debut. Like, I'll prove to you why I deserve to be here. And she does something like that.
She proved it.
Like, that's special.
She got that dog.
Yeah. Hopefully she can come back. I know we're both.
She can. She can.
Yeah.
I got faith. I'm not selling my stocks yet.
Don't sell.
I actually just bought more stocks. Did you know that you can buy fighter stocks?
What?
I totally think it's a pyramid scheme scam, but like you can buy like stocks and athletes and like how like it's like I don't believe that it's true. Like,
this is where all of our YouTube money's been going. You've been buying fighter stocks?
You would not want to know how much Wang Kong stock I got.
Damn it. All right.
Robellis to Spain. I think he's going to be big in the GFL.
Bo Nickel. You bought Bo Nickel stock. Okay, let's move on to number 8. I have another Pereira KO. Pereira switch kick KO over Yuri Prohaska at UFC 303. This was like the way that it looked was just beautiful.
Oh,
the custom shorts, they stood out. They were beautiful. For some reason, the camera quality just felt better. Like in that highlight.
Do you have a boner? Like, why are you? What is going on? It's glazing.
No, I don't know if it's because like they were expecting McGregor on that card and they just went all out for the production. But for some reason, like when you watched that highlight back specifically,
it's also like slightly dark, so like everything just like looks better.
Yeah, it looked really nice.
Oh. And like just the way that he got 2 KOs, technically like knocked him out to end the first round, and the first shot of the second round was that beautiful head kick.
Yeah, because actually when we were watching that fight, obviously Pereira fights are always hype, but at the end of the first round, I thought Herbine called the fight off, but I didn't even, because we were all screaming and I didn't hear that the end of the round. So then when I figured out that we got another round of Pereira to fight, I was hyped, and then it ended in 7 seconds. Like, this dude's an animal.
It was just like, it was one of the most beautiful head kicks I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Speaking of beautiful head kicks, my number 8, Mingxi headshot dead over Fang. Like, the doctor came and just took life. Like, it was a little bit ironic, to send the girl to the hospital.
Yeah.
She had to just like quickly leave, like hop in her car and go do brain surgery on this girl that she almost just killed.
Yeah.
They're asking what happened. Oh, she got kicked in the head. How did you know that? It was me. It was me.
Yeah, the way that she looks so innocent too, like, man.
Like she didn't look all that great in the first 2 rounds, was losing, and then she had to make it happen in the third, and then to have that beautiful head kick over such a tall opponent too. Like Fang was like
huge, bro.
Like 4 or 5 inches taller than her.
I think
too.
she was 5'8". In straw weight.
Yeah,
bro.
So to get your leg up there, like, whew, impressive.
Flexible. I do love me a flexible woman. Yeah. All right. Let's keep it moving. What number are we on?
7.
At number 7, I have Mingxi head kick over Fang in UFC Macau. Yep. Everything you said, applicable. Also, I want to highlight the fact that this was, as I can remember, the only fight that took a stretcher.
Yeah.
I think so. She got stretchered out. So that was pretty insane. Like, literally just
dead.
Darth Vader.
Actual headshot dead.
Yeah. I think it would have been hilarious if, she comes out there on the microphone with perfect English and just does like, headshot dead, bruv. Bow, bow, bow. Yeah. That would have been great.
All right. My number 7. I think a lot of people would have this one higher. I don't have it that high just because the guy who did it's a little bit stinky. Shara Bullet, double bullet over Armin Petrosian is my number 7.
Oh, that's so low.
Oh, it was nice, but like fluky. I think it was fluky. I don't think Shara's that good. Sorry to say it, guys. I'm number 1 Shara Bullet hater.
I will say, to counter that, he did do it in practice.
That's fine.
It is a move that he's done before. It's not like he just like turned around and accidentally hit him in the face.
That's fine. I like the other KOs. I think that they're a little bit more iconic. Like, I think that they just had better buildup or they were better KOs.
Also, when I watch that KO back, it's like, how did that KO him?
Yeah, like
It was not a hard punch.
No, and it was like his wrist. Like this is knocking you out, bro.
It was weird. Especially at middleweight, like where they have chins. Like, I don't know. Doesn't make sense. Let's move on. Number 1. Number 6, I have Muslim Salikov spinning wheel kick KO at UFC Macau. And back-to-back UFC Macau KOs. This is the only spinning wheel kick KO this year, I think, and it was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
And you know what's crazy is he has like multiple spinning wheel kick KOs, like 4 or 5.
He's a dog.
It's insane.
I didn't put that one on my list though.
Yeah, that's fair.
There were some other ones that I just slightly favored a little bit more, and like I wanted to show some love to the women too, because like to have like highlight women's KOs too is like is pretty wicked.
Yeah, it's beautiful watching a picture perfect spinning wheel kick where there's no follow up required.
The KOs, there were some beautiful KOs on that card. Like that Macau card was just so good.
It was.
All right, my number 6. Forrest Yam knees Matt Frivola after Frivola's coach says, "Turn around!" Boom! See that little ginger boy knocked out cold, man.
You're getting fired after that. No shot.
Turn around.
Turn around.
Every now and then I get kneed in the face.
Facts. Yeah, it was great.
Oh, and just like to see Matt Frivola get knocked out, it felt good, man.
It did. Well, I feel bad for him at the same time, though.
Like I think it gave him some mad CT. Like he was dead.
Well, I guess I should talk about my number 5 pick. It's Fares Ziam, knee KO over Matt Frivola at UFC Paris. I have this just one spot higher. It's one of the like most unexpected KOs. How did he get his knee up there?
I don't know. Like, he got that thing up.
Yeah, he's super flexible. I guess he was a lot taller than Matt Frivola as well. But in the clinch, like, when it looked like Matt Frivola was about to get out, and then just boom, straight to the head, like, perfectly placed knee. On the temple. And he's out cold. Yeah. It doesn't get better than that.
Like, I was waiting for Matt Frivola to pull, like, a Bryce Mitchell start season up. I think he, like, kind of, like, did convulse a little bit.
Yeah.
I remember it was like, oh, this guy's in rough shape.
Yeah. Oh, we're lucky. Bryce Mitchell's lucky that his KO is last year and not this year.
It would have been number 1 last year.
Yeah, last year I think it was.
It was disgusting to do that to someone.
Yeah.
All right, my number 5, my first Alex Pereira moment. Alex Pereira KOs. You have a prediction on who this one is? At 5?
Jamal Hill.
No, Yuri Prohaska.
All right.
I just think, like, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. The way that he got the uppercut to end the first round, and then that beautiful head kick in the main event of a card that was pretty mediocre. But just to have like that saving grace in the main event, it was just perfect. It was very Poeton-esque. It's kind of what he goes out there and does. Just gets that beautiful KO to cap off a mediocre card.
Pretty much, yeah. He saved every card he was on this year.
Except for 300. 300 was good on its own.
True.
But 303, stinker.
307, stinker. I guess looking back at my list, I more relied on like the KO itself rather than the people. I think you're more basing it on the star power. And
also just like how the moment made me feel, you know, like we're going to have a bigger reaction to that. Like we were freaking out after that, you know?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we were freaking out. All right, let's move on to my number 4 pick. I have Shara Bullet double spinning back fist KO over Armin Petrosian. As much as we have spent the entire year clowning on this man and saying he's overrated and he'll never get to the rankings, somehow he double bulleted his way
to number 14
into a fraudulent 14 ranking.
Can't believe it.
Fighting Armin Petrosian to get a ranking. Like, any other fighter isn't getting that ranking. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, like, oh, man, I can't stand that guy. It was a sweet KO.
It was.
It was sweet. In the moment, I think we were all just like in disbelief. No way Shara Bullet just did that.
And you know what the annoying thing is? Every single Shara Bullet fan, this is going to keep his stock alive for the next 3 years. We cannot kill this man off until people forget about this KO. Because everyone's going to be like, oh, but do you remember when he's double spinning back fist Armin Petrosian? Shut up, dude.
We don't care.
No, we don't care.
We don't care. He's not that good.
Exactly.
Just put him in the real ring with someone good.
Bo Bickle.
The guy that's one spot ahead of him, Fluffy Hernandez. Could you imagine Fluffy Hernandez for Shara Bullet?
It would be 50-41.
Yeah.
It would not be close.
It would be awful.
Yeah.
All right, my number 4, Robert Whittaker KOs Ikram Aliskerov. I don't think you have this one on your list.
I don't think I do.
I do, just because, like, the chin and
Bro hates Dagestani.
No, the wobble. I have never seen a real life wobble like that. Ikram was dancing. And then just to finish him, like to put him out after that.
Yeah.
Oh, like I get that like the competition level, like it was Whitaker versus an unranked guy, but just still like that dance was unreal.
I think, to be fair to Ikram Aliskerov, he did have a very good record. I think it was 15-1.
I think he might have been undefeated.
No, Hamza beat him, remember?
Oh, yeah. So he was like
15-1, I think, or 14.
something like that, and to only lose to Hamza.
Yeah, like that's impressive. One of the biggest up-and-comers in middleweight. Now, no one is.
Yeah, has he been back post Whitaker fight?
No.
Retirement. GFL's calling him up.
Honestly.
I don't even think that's what it is. Maybe GFC.
Maybe, yeah. Tyron Woodley. TWFC.
They showed the records of everyone that they signed. It's like this new organization has great talent. Like everyone's like inside of the UFC was like 1-4. Like Robelis just painted the best record inside the UFC.
Cooked, bro. Cooked.
Tyron Woodley is 0-4 inside the UFC.
Cooked.
And then 2 losses to Jake Paul.
Okay.
Bronze medal time.
Bronze medal time. I'll go first. Hopefully you have this one on your list because in my opinion, it's the best looking KO. I have Vinicius Oliveira flying knee to KO Bernardo Sopaj.
I also have it at number 3.
Let's go.
Look at us go, man.
I like that. Yeah, it was beautiful.
It was like, it was very much like not UFC-esque. It was very much felt like WWE-esque. Like it felt like this, like that's not a real move. Like
No.
you don't get to just pull out a flying knee like that.
Dude leaped across the octagon. Like he was halfway across the octagon. Dude was on the fence. Boom.
Boom.
And it was like the dude crumpled.
Yeah.
Instantly.
He died.
He died, bro.
Died.
Yeah, it was sick. I watch that KO back every couple months and it's so good, dude.
It's so good. I think that won like KO of the year.
Yes. Yeah. KO of the year.
Because I think that the one that we're going to have higher up won like moment of the year.
Yeah.
So the
fight of the year. Well, we'll talk about it when we get to it. All right, let's move on to number 2.
Your number 2 is.
Well, you're not going to like it. But this was probably my...
Oh, because I didn't include either of these highlights.
Yeah.
I didn't include them.
If you haven't figured out who we're talking about Ilya Taporia.
Which one?
I have the KO over Max Holloway at number 2.
I couldn't bring myself.
I know. I knew you wouldn't have it on here, but I had to give respect to him. It was KOing someone who is like a top 10 fighter of all time. Plus, he's never been knocked down or KO'd before. To KO him in 3 rounds, something that Volk, the featherweight GOAT, has never done. It's arguably the most impressive KO this year, but there was one moment that was better than
It's just more hype. Like it just had everything going for it, the number 1. So it's fair that didn't make it here. My number 2, it wasn't the best KO, but just the whole lead up moving into it. Here, let me play out the situation. We have a proposed nut shot by a certain fighter to the champion. Herb Dean tries to approach. The champion goes,
Wait.
Boom! Dead. Jamal Hill tried to say that there wasn't enough time. No, Jamal Hill tried to make the first punch, but Pereira caught him. Dude, that highlight KO. No way I have 2 fights from 300 on the same at my 1 and 2. It just proves how hyped, because it was just such a hype card.
It was. Yeah, that day was special for sure.
Oh, legendary.
All the buildup of like, oh, this card sucks. It's not good enough to be a 300 card. And then from the prelims, it was amazing.
I think that it aged really well too, just with like knowing who was on that card and how they're performing now. You're like,
do you remember who the opening fight of that card was?
Diego Lopez?
No, it was
Figgy versus
Garbrandt.
Garbrandt, yeah.
That's the opener of a card, bro. Are you crazy? 2 former champs fighting each other.
Yeah.
And Figgy goes on to be like almost a top 5 bantamweight.
And he might be future flyweight champion.
True. Well,
that's all I'm hearing.
Well, he's a past flyweight champion.
Yeah, but they were like, Figgy's got to drop.
Yeah, he said he'd be down. That'd be interesting. But yeah, that's fair. Even though I had it at like number 10 or number 9, I think that it just depends on.
It was the moment. The moment.
Yeah, that's fair. It was like, I remember on Instagram afterwards seeing that KO over and over and over again. And I watched it every time.
Oh, you couldn't look away.
Yeah.
I still watch it.
Yeah, that one. But just after 300, like, it didn't feel real that Pereira, when we were all questioning, like, is he a legit light heavyweight? Like, yeah, he beat Yuri, but he had a close decision with Jan. For him to go out and do that against a former champion, it didn't feel real.
Yeah.
It was special.
All right, a couple honorable mentions for me. I have two main ones.
All right.
They're both the Ilya KOs. Ilya knocking out Volk and then Ilya knocking out Max. They weren't like spectacle KOs, but like just like you got to respect who he knocked out. He knocked out, I think I had them at 5 and 6 all time, you know, like that good. So
Crazy.
had to put some respect on their names.
Now he wants to go KO Oliveira. I'll kill myself.
He's going for Oliveira. He's going for Poirier.
Yeah.
Going for all your favorite fighters.
Yeah. All right, I'll give my honorable mentions. I had some that you mentioned. Whitaker KOs Alaskarov. Wasn't quite on that list for me. Wang Kong, second fastest women flyweight KO. And then the two that you didn't mention were Poirier KOing BSD.
Ooh, yeah.
So
I
great.
thought about it, but just...
It would have been really low.
Yeah.
And then the last one is Protes is KOing Trevin Giles in his debut. But it was just like, it's Trevin Giles and it was a straight left, I think, or straight right. So,
but still, to do that in the debut...
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's had walk-off KOs in all 4 of his fights in 1 year. Unreal.
What a dog. What
Unreal.
a dog.
All right, well, I guess I should move on to...
Our number one.
Well, we might have different ones.
There's no way you have a different one. If you haven't said it by now, if this fight didn't make your top 10, I would quit this. Like, because you would be casual of all casuals.
The casual of all casuals. At number 1...
Max Holloway knocks out Justin Gaethje with 1 second remaining.
Should I give my number 1 pick now?
Get out of here. I think it's also just like so like, it's like probably the best moment that's ever happened in terms of like viewing UFC live with all of our boys. Like just the fact that it happened with 1 second left and it screwed me. So like everyone, it was made them even happier knowing that I had Max Holloway to win by decision and then I got screwed.
Yeah. It was the best moment I've ever witnessed live watching UFC.
Just like you didn't even know what was going on until it happened. Like all of a sudden Max Holloway's pointed at the middle and you're like, and then just boom.
I think you expected something to happen at the end. If both of them were still standing, you expected both of them to maybe throw some wild punches. Justin Gaethje already threw his Rolling Thunder, which he likes to do. It didn't land. And then when Max Holloway points down, you're like, oh, this is really happening. Time literally moved in slow motion.
That is the longest 10 seconds of all time inside of a UFC fight. You'll watch a UFC fight and then all of a sudden the bell rings and then like 10 seconds is gone and they haven't even touched each other. The amount of punches and the amount of stuff that happened in that 10 seconds was unreal.
Yeah. 1 second left. The fact that it was 1 second on the clock and Gaethje folded like a fight. Yeah.
And I'm screaming, no, the time expired. It was after the bell. After the bell.
Yeah, man. If you have anything else, like, I'd be curious to know what it is because I don't think any moment in the last like 5 years can top that.
You don't have a KO that's potentially people say is the best moment of all time at the biggest pay-per-view per se.
Yeah, biggest pay-per-view against someone who's a weight class up, who's the most dangerous like power puncher in that weight class probably. The odds were stacked against Max Holloway. Like he was an underdog. It just like, it was the perfect fight.
And he did it.
Yeah, and he did it.
All right, that is going to wrap it up for us today. Let us know what your knockout of the year was. And anything that we missed, let us know. And we will see you guys next time. Peace out.
See ya.